The year of 2022 has finally come to a close. That means I'm going to give you my picks for my 5 favorite movies of 2022. Hi, my name is Dana and I talk about a bunch of movies on this channel. If you're new here, down below in the comment section, share your picks for your favorite movies of this year. Click that like button, be sure to subscribe. I have more content. Check those out once this video is over. And let's begin. We'll kick off our top 5 with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. To me, what this movie did so well was double down on the best aspects of the original, and because of that, it might be the best video game movie of all time.
I love it! I love it!
It's a fun video game adventure, and it has some new fun additions for characters, like Knuckles and Tails in particular. And by the end of it, it just puts a big grin on your face. When you put this all together, it revises some of the things that didn't work very well in the original, makes it all better, and because of that, it's one of the more rewatchable films of this year. Number 4 is Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery. This movie brings back what worked so well in the first film, basically a perfect murder mystery, and brings it back to this film, and it absolutely works. You are invested and entertained in the story and the characters, where you don't know who you are supposed to trust in this film, and the story is a bit less predictable. There's just a phenomenal cast as usual, just like in the first film. Of course, you got Daniel Craig, Dave Bautista, Edward Norton, you got Catherine Hahn thrown into the mix. Just all of these A-list actors, just like in the first film. And what this movie does so well to me is that it is an unpredictable murder mystery that you're just swept away in, and to me, it can also be really funny at times. When you put this all together, it's a perfect murder mystery sequel to a perfect murder mystery movie. Real quick before I give you my top 3, here are some honorable mentions. First up, The Batman. This is just a great comic book movie this year that I just thought worked on a lot of levels, and I thought is very cool. Now, keeping it on my top 5, maybe it's a bit too long, but I still really enjoyed it. Next one up on here is going to be Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. This is a film that I just really think it was much better than the Robert Zemeckis version we got this year, and it's so dark, but so distinct as well, and executed with excellence because of Guillermo del Toro, and it hits some hard emotions. And finally, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Of course, I love the MCU, and this is a movie that, despite having been held a very heavy hand with the pandemic and Chadwick Boseman's death, they were able to tell a story that found a way to pay tribute to T'Challa as well as Chadwick Boseman. It's a great movie. Kicking off the top 3, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. For me, this is the Shrek movie when there's just something for everyone. Whether you're talking about if you just want a family film, a comedy, an adventure, or just a really enjoyable film, there's something for everyone. This is the film that I think in the Shrek franchise best utilizes the fairy tale aspects. You have Goldilocks and these other fairy tales I've never heard of thrown into the mix. It's still a lot of fun. Other thing to talk about here, this is easily the best animated of the Shrek movies. It has the coolest animation style that reminded me of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which I thought was a really cool way to animate this movie, and it does exactly what it's supposed to do, while adding on layers to characters. Even characters like Kitty, who I didn't care for much in the first film, I actually care about these characters in this movie. The side character, a dog, I shouldn't care about all that much, but I actually do. Put it all together, to me, you got the best film in the Shrek franchise. Our runner-up is Elvis. I was pretty skeptical going into this film, as I wasn't sure what I was going to make of a biopic that is, like, a really long movie, and it absolutely knocked it out of the park. Right off the bat, there's so much energy put into it from Baz Luhrmann, who just has this distinct style of energy, brings that to Elvis, who is such a flashy character, and it absolutely works. And Austin Butler, who's an unknown actor, who he has been in a bunch of stuff, this was his breaking performance, and I thought he was perfectly cast to be in this role, and that's what made him so famous this year. This movie draws out several huge emotions. It could be fun, it could be charming, while also being depressing. You could see Elvis be a good father, a terrible father. He could also be just a really good guy, a fun guy, and a really bad guy at sometimes too. When you put it all together, it's just one of the best biography films I've ever seen. But my favorite movie of the year is Top Gun Maverick. This, to me, is just one of the best legacy sequels of all time, and really, one of the best movies of all time. It captures all of the energy put into the first film, fixes all of the stuff that maybe was a little cheesy, and does it better. There are characters in the first film that are iconic, and characters in this movie are just as iconic, just as memorable, and you actually care about them. There is so much emotion when it comes to Maverick's journey throughout the film, and I think it absolutely knocked it out of the park with this sequel. This movie also just does a great job with fan service, as well as it has some of the best jet action movies of jet action of all time. When you put all of the little pieces together, this is not just one of the greatest legacy sequels of all time. It's not just the best movie of this year. It's not just one of the best action movies of all time. In fact, it's not even one of the most highly praised movies of this year. It's just one of the most highly praised movies of all time. It's just one of the greatest movies of all time. And so it is my favorite movie of 2022. There you have it. That's my picks for the best movies of this year. Down below, share your picks. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end. I'll see you in the next one.